So today we're diving into the world of unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. And I'm telling you, by the time we're done here, your whole idea of what a drone is, it's going to be completely transformed. Let's jump in.
All right, when I say the word drone, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? For pretty much all of us, it's probably something very, very specific.
Yeah, you're probably picturing one of these, right? A little quadcopter buzzing around, getting some awesome aerial shot for a movie or maybe a travel vlog. And look, you're not wrong, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, hang on. What if I told you about a drone that can fly, dive into the ocean, swim around, and then launch itself right back out of the water? Or how about one that gets dropped from a bigger plane mid-flight? Or get this, a UAV that can literally recharge its own batteries just from the wind it's flying through. No, this isn't sci-fi. This is what's happening in UAV tech right now. So first up, let's look way beyond that familiar hobby drone and really explore the incredible variety that's sparking a full-blown technological revolution.
Now, with all these wild designs out there, it's probably a good idea to get back to basics for a sec. How do these things actually work? This part is all about the science of just staying in the air.
We've seen that UAVs can be anything from tiny, insect-like things to massive flying wings covered in solar panels. So what's the secret sauce? How do they all manage to beat gravity?
Well, it really boils down to two main ways of doing it. Over on the left, you've got your fixed-wing UAVs. Just think of them as mini airplanes. They use their wings to create lift as they fly forward. These are the marathon runners of the drone world, built for crazy long flight times and covering huge distances. Perfect for stuff like mapping or surveillance. Then, on the right, you have the rotary wing UAVs, like that classic quadcopter. These guys are the acrobats. They use spinning blades to lift straight up, hover perfectly still, and zip around tight corners with amazing agility.
But here is where the real magic is. It's the flight control system. This is the UAV's brain and its nervous system all rolled into one. It's taking in a flood of data from sensors and making thousands of tiny corrections every single second just to stay stable and on track. This is what makes it an autonomous vehicle, not just a remote-controlled toy.
So how does this brain actually think? Well, it's running a constant four-step loop. First, it senses the world with its cameras, its LiDAR, its motion sensors. Then, its algorithms calculate the best way to get where it's going. Next, and this is so important, it's dynamically dodging obstacles in real time, trees, buildings, whatever. And finally, it executes that plan, finding its way to the target even at places, say, inside a collapsed building where there's no GPS signal at all.
Okay, so we've covered the physics and the smarts, but what are we actually doing with all this incredible tech? As you're about to see, there's pretty much a drone for every single job now.
UAVs have basically become our eyes in places that are dangerous, difficult, or just plain impossible for a person to get to. Think about it. Instead of a human climbing a massive wind turbine, a drone does it, completely safely. Instead of guessing the damage after an earthquake, a UAV can whip up a super detailed 3D model in just a few hours. We're getting data from perspectives we've never, ever had before.
And you know, it's not just about seeing things, it's about doing things. UAVs are becoming our hands-on tools. They're out in our fields, spraying the perfect amount of fertilizer on crops. They're on the front lines of disasters, fighting fires, and delivering life-saving medical supplies to remote villages. They are fundamentally changing how we do some of the most critical jobs on the planet. So, just how big of a deal is this? Let's take one example, inspecting a water reservoir. The old way, you're talking scaffolding, teams of people, it takes days. The new way, with the UAV, a 90% reduction in time. That's not just a little better, that's a total transformation. It means we can do these checks more often, catch problems way earlier, and keep our infrastructure a whole lot safer. I mean, these uses are amazing, but they're really just the beginning. What happens when we start to push the very definition of what a drone is and what it can do? Let's see how engineers are absolutely shattering the physical limits.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. Say hello to the Transmedium vehicle. This is a hybrid that's designed to master both the air and the water. It can fly like a regular UAV, then dive into the ocean, use its propellers to swim around, and then launch itself right back into the sky. I mean, this just opens up a whole new universe of missions we could barely even imagine before.
So how in the world do they pull this off? It's an absolute engineering masterpiece.
It's so much more than just waterproofing. They have tilt rotors that double as underwater propulsion, a special tail to help it glide through the water, and even a system that changes its buoyancy to help it shoot back to the surface. It's this incredible blend of aeronautics and marine engineering in one vehicle.
And the innovation just keeps coming. You've got researchers working on morphing wings that can literally change their shape mid-flight to be more efficient, kind of like a bird. And others are developing solar-powered UAVs that could, theoretically, just stay up in the air forever, soaking up the sun's rays all day to fly through the night.
So where does all this lead? Well, we're moving past just single specialized drones to something much, much bigger. The future isn't just about making better drones, it's about making intelligent, cooperative systems. The future is autonomous.
Which brings us to this, the UAV swarm. Now, this is not just a bunch of drones flying around at the same time. No way. It's a single thinking unit. It's a group of UAVs that are talking to each other, coordinating their moves, and working together to tackle a problem that would be absolutely impossible for any one of them to solve alone.
And the power of the swarm is just immense. By flying in tight formations, they actually save energy, just like a flock of geese. Imagine a swarm searching a massive patch of ocean for a lost sailor, or instantly creating a communications network over a disaster zone. They can do this with incredible speed and coordination, making decisions as a group, all without a single human pilot at the controls.
This quote from the research just nails it. The whole journey of this technology is moving from a simple tool that we fly with a remote control to an intelligent partner. A system that can look at a situation, understand a complex goal, and then figure out for itself the best way to get it done.
And that kind of leaves us with one last huge question. As these incredible machines stop being just our tools and start becoming our autonomous partners, what's the first big challenge you think we should solve with them? The future of medicine, disaster response, exploring our planet, it's all on the table. The possibilities are truly as endless as the sky itself.